Jimmy Butler and the crisis at Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler's situation at Miami Heat is far from resolved and continues to raise many questions. The trade request he made to the franchise has echoed strongly behind the scenes of the NBA, creating great anticipation about the next steps of one of the league's most iconic stars. Butler's decision to leave Miami did not happen overnight, but is rather the culmination of a series of events that have gradually strained his relationship with the franchise. So, what is really behind this desire for change? What could this mean for the future of both Butler and the Miami Heat? Let's analyze all of this and more, with a detailed look at the team's current moment and the possibilities for a different future for the player. Jimmy Butler's discontent. Jimmy Butler's relationship with the Miami Heat began in 2019 when he arrived at the franchise with high expectations and quickly assumed the role of team leader. His impact was immediate, leading the Heat to one of the most impressive campaigns in recent history, culminating in the 2020 NBA Finals. Butler became not only the heart and soul of the team but also one of the most respected stars in the league. However, what seemed like a successful partnership is now, in 2025, in a crisis, with Butler's trade request catching the attention of the entire league. The truth is that Butler's trade request did not come out of nowhere. In fact, the player's dissatisfaction had been growing for some time, and the decision to request a trade is rooted in a series of unresolved issues. One of the main reasons pointed to for this crisis is the fact that last season, the Miami Heat failed to close a contract extension deal with Butler, which was a direct blow to the relationship between the player and the franchise. Although the team tried to justify its stance, the lack of commitment to the player made Butler feel undervalued. Additionally, the Heat's stance on their performance expectations also generated friction. Recently, Butler found himself attacked by Heat executives, who claimed he hadn't given his best in some games, such as the one against the New Orleans Pelicans. The criticism was the final straw for Butler, who, in an interview, defended himself and stated that he would always compete, regardless of the numbers he posted. "I'll compete no matter what. Whether I score 9 or 29 points, I'll compete. You can't say I'm not giving my best," said Butler in response to the criticism. For him, this lack of recognition, combined with constant pressure, ended up affecting his relationship with the team and, consequently, his happiness on the court. On the other hand, the Miami Heat's response to this situation has been one of apparent disinterest in making a trade. The team's president, Pat Riley, was emphatic in publicly stating, in a December statement, that the Heat would not trade Jimmy Butler. "We are not trading Jimmy Butler," said Riley. This statement, however strong, did not have the desired effect. Instead of calming the waters, it only generated more uncertainty about the player's immediate future and the team's direction. To make matters worse, internal sources confirmed that, despite Riley's public stance, the Heat had started preliminary discussions with other franchises about a possible Butler trade. However, these discussions did not progress significantly, indicating that Miami still doesn't know how to handle the situation. This lack of action may be a reflection of the internal uncertainty within the team, which is struggling to balance external pressure with the wishes of its star player. The truth is that the Miami Heat, amidst all this, continues to struggle to find its footing. With an irregular campaign and an unstable standing in the Eastern Conference, the team has not shown the same spark as in previous seasons. Even with Butler's presence, the Heat was unable to advance far last season and currently occupies the 6th position in the conference. For many, there is a sense that the team is at a crossroads, where a significant decision may be needed to change the direction of its future. Who will bet on the player? At 35 years old and with a history of accomplishments, Jimmy Butler remains one of the most respected and feared players in the NBA. His ability to shine in critical moments, especially in the playoffs, places him among the league's greats. His impact on a franchise is immediate, and he is seen as a player capable of turning any team into a strong title contender. Rumors suggest that Butler is interested in teams like the Phoenix Suns, Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets, and Dallas Mavericks. These teams, in some way, are looking to strengthen their roster for a championship push, and for many experts, they are natural destinations for the player. However, what's most intriguing about this situation is that, despite Butler's desires, he has not provided a formal list of teams he would like to be traded to. This creates some flexibility in the negotiations and opens the door for surprises, as many teams are keeping an eye on the trade market and may be interested in a player of his caliber. Moreover, the fact that Butler is willing to participate in all Heat activities, despite his discontent, shows that he still has a commitment to his team and teammates. However, this situation cannot last forever. The dissatisfaction Butler has expressed in his recent statements is a clear indication that he will not look favorably upon continuing this strained relationship. Now, a possibility arises that, for many, would be an intriguing twist. The Boston Celtics, one of the most successful franchises in the NBA, could be a viable option for Jimmy Butler. But, would a trade with the Celtics make sense? Let's analyze the pros and cons of this possible deal. First, the fit of Butler on the Boston Celtics roster is undoubtedly an interesting question. With Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the Celtics already have one of the most powerful duos in the league. However, Butler could add even more value to the team with his winning mentality, playoff experience, and ability to make a difference in decisive games. If the Celtics are looking for a player with leadership and competitive instincts that may be lacking at times in their current lineup, Jimmy Butler could be exactly what the team needs to take the next step toward a championship. In terms of playing style, Butler would fit well into Boston's philosophy, which combines solid defense with a balanced offensive game. The Celtics have a history of investing in versatile players, and Butler, with his ability to contribute on both defense and offense, would be a perfect fit for Joe Mazzulla's system. Would it be feasible for the Celtics? Now, in terms of financial viability, it is necessary to consider Butler's contract. The veteran has a substantial contract, and any move to acquire him would require a significant financial negotiation. For the Celtics, who have some options in terms of more flexible contracts, it would be possible to work out the finances for a feasible trade. A trade for Jimmy Butler would likely involve some key pieces from the Celtics roster, possibly including 1 or 2 starting players, as well as draft picks to balance the deal. Considering Butler still has one more season left on his contract, with a player option for the 2025-26 season worth $52.4 million, the Celtics would need to adjust their salaries to accommodate this substantial contract. Additionally, the Celtics would need to evaluate whether this move would impact their long-term financial flexibility, as the team still has other hefty contracts, such as Jason Tatum's. The move would also have to consider the issue of maintaining Boston's core group of players without compromising the continuity of the team, which, although promising, needs strategic adjustments in its quest for a title. Is it time for Boston to invest in Butler? Therefore, a crucial question arises. Should the Boston Celtics invest in a trade for Jimmy Butler? The answer may not be simple, as, although adding Butler is attractive, the financial impact and changes to the roster must be carefully considered. The trade could bring an immediate window of success, but it could also result in future challenges. If the Celtics truly believe they are a step away from a championship, Jimmy Butler could be the missing piece to take the team to the next level. But the big question is this trade worth the cost, or could Boston seek alternatives that wouldn't require such drastic changes to their core?